Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm David. This week's video is going to be about doing something with this old Zenith radio. I'm going to bring you in closer and show you what I'm working with. This is an old Zenith countertop radio from the 1950s. This is the front. I actually have the knobs and the indicator here. I just pop them off. And the inside, I loosen the back. And here's the chassis. There's nothing there. I actually got a little head start. Hang on. Okay, here's the story behind this. This thing was basically free. It didn't work. When I opened it up and took the chassis out, there was a couple capacitors. You can see they had just blown apart. I have no idea how to fix this. There was a lot of corrosion on here, and a lot of the tubes looked like they had been burnt. So this thing wasn't worth saving, so I decided just to strip all the little pieces and parts out of it. I'm going to restore the case, make it look really nice. I'm going to put the chassis back in. All the knobs still work, so that'll be kind of cool that they're working. And then I'm just going to mount a Bluetooth speaker in here permanently so I can have some music and have a vintage retro look. It looks like the indicator knob, which would tell you what radio station was on, looks to be maybe aluminum. Let me get a magnet. Yeah, it's not metal and it's not brass, so I think this is going to be a candidate for either a polish job or clean it up and paint it. And the knobs are in great shape. There's no cracks in them. They were all good and tight, so these will clean up nice. And then I got to figure out how I want to clean this case up. I believe this is Bakelite. And it does have a crack in it over here. Looks like it was dropped at some point, but it's not that bad. And where it's going to sit up in my shop, you'll never see it. Start with some brown compound. Need to get these little speed nuts off of here, and I found the best way to do it is I just take a dental pick and just try and pry up on each side a little bit to widen it. Well, you can see how shiny this thing was originally. I'll see what I can do with it. I'm going to try some steel wool, but I'm going to use just some glass cleaner as a lubricant. And I'm starting on the bottom in case it scratches too bad. I don't have too much work to do up on the top. Well, it's not taking this paint off. Probably old oil-based paint. Let's see if I can get this tape residue off. That works really good. Well, the steel wool doesn't seem to be scratching it any. In fact, it's kind of flattening the surface, so I'm going to go over the whole thing with some glass cleaner and steel wool. I'm not going to put much pressure on it. Just enough to take off. I don't know, I've heard people say that Bakelite oxidizes. So I guess like a car paint. All right, one thing I noticed is there is some lines running through here. It looks like something was sprayed across this or dripped across it. And then I've got all these little pieces of paint. The steel wool and the glass cleaner was not getting it, so it's probably old oil-based paint. So I'm going to try some steel wool and a little bit of mineral spirits. That helped a little bit, but everything's still there. I'll go on to the next thing. All right, the next thing I'm going to try is a little bit of lacquer thinner. It's a little more aggressive, so I'll start on the bottom. Boy, that's having no effect either. All right, I'm going to try acetone. I don't want to put paint strip on this because I have no idea what that'll do to the Bakelite. All right, we have a winner. It's going to take quite a bit of rubbing. The acetone doesn't seem to be affecting the Bakelite finish. So I'll turn this over and get to work on the top part. See a difference between this, and I believe, I don't know if that's dirt or what, but it's definitely making a change to the finish. I'm going to try one more thing. All right, the acetone with a lot of elbow grease did okay. I'm going to try some polishing compound. This is a turtle wax. I'm going to leave a little spot here in the middle, so this is acetone, nothing, and this will be compound. Look at all that it got off. I hope the camera picks that up, but this is looking pretty good here. All right, I'm gonna get this wax off. Okay, pretty happy with that. Most of the streaking's gone. So I'll just get wax put on the rest of the case. This is the grill assembly. I am going to try and find some replacement fabric. This is really dirty, so I think I'm gonna sandblast this and paint it. All right, that was a quick and easy trip to the sandblaster, so a little bit of paint still in there, but it's fine. I just want to get it clean. All right, for the little Zenith Medallion, I cleaned it up a little bit. I'm just going to coat it with a coat of, it's called metallic gold. And then I'll see if I can fill in some of the places that were red with some red paint. Okay, I've got my little Zenith emblem here, and I've got my picture of what it looked like before. So I'm going to use a syringe, and a very tiny gauge needle, and I'm just going to try and get this paint, just kind of let it slowly drip out and get in these grooves where it was before. Okay. Looks great from 5 feet away. I need to get the emblem back onto the screen. And as expected, one of the tabs broke off, and I imagine when I bend this one out and then try and close it on the other side, it's going to break as well. Be shocked if it doesn't. So I'm going to mix up a little epoxy and epoxy it to the backer plate. All right, I'm gonna let that dry. I've got the glue. I've got some Gorilla Glue spray adhesive on the fabric and on my backer board here. And I've let it tack up for about a minute. So now I am going to start on this end. And I'm going to try and smooth it across. All right, I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes and then I'll trim it. All right, this is the chassis. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. As you saw, I cut everything out of it. I'm going to give it a light cleaning with a brush and a vacuum. Then I'm just going to bend all these tabs down so I've got a flat surface here, which is where the Bluetooth will sit. I got to get all these speed nuts put back on. Right. I went on Amazon and bought just the cheapest Bluetooth speaker I could find. I'm actually going to just use some cable ties. Hold it. And then this is the tuning knob. All right, got those in place. This was a fun little project. It's just an old 1950s Zenith radio, AM, FM actually, that I got in the estate sale along with some other stuff. So just took it, cleaned it up, did a little paint work on it, and put a Bluetooth speaker in it after I gutted it. And that way I can have some music to listen to in my upstairs shop, but I have some kind of retro sitting on the shelf. Thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next one.